And it's 9 a.m., Donnell.
Okay, it's still redirecting to Facebook Live.
Justin, I don't know what you're eating, but I hope you brought enough for everybody.
There's only one Oreo left in the pack.
Oreos for breakfast?
I know, right?
It was just one Oreo. It's funny. My girlfriend was saying the same thing. That's not very healthy for breakfast. Like just one Oreo. Come on.
Well, there are worse things you could have for breakfast.
Okay, I'm on the Facebook page and it says watch video instead of share. I don't think
Yeah, it's not live yet. For some reason, it's taking a few minutes for it to.
okay, because
It's live now.
It's live now.
Yeah.
Okay.
mine doesn't say. Oh, there it is. Okay, great. But there's no share button.
All
Anybody
right.
know where the share button is? Maybe
I'm having a hard time.
I better turn off. I can't.
Okay, good morning and welcome to another edition of 1 Million Cups. I was about to say Facebook Live, 1 Million Cups. Thank you all for joining us. One thing that I'd like to ask is if you are joining us either on Zoom. Good morning and welcome to another edition of 1 Million Cups. I was about to say Facebook Live.
I know you need to mute your sound.
Thank you all for joining. I don't know what's going on here. One thing that I'd like to ask is if you are joining us either.
Yeah, I think you need to mute yourself.
Welcome to another Facebook. Okay, that's not good. It's never done that before. All right. So if you're on the app, please log into the Facebook app, in the 1 Million Cups app. Please put your information in there. If you put your information in the app, that's a way that you can get in touch with everybody that's a part of this 1 Million Cups experience. We're looking forward to connecting with you after this event, but as we do things right now, the only way that we can connect is virtually. So please put your information in the app. Also, we get credit for those individuals that log in. That's how we get our swag, our nice little t-shirts and cups that we can give out to the people that present. Adrienne, you will get yours. You're just gonna have to come back and get it in person once we start meeting in face again.
No problem.
All right, next slide. So 1 Million Cups is a weekly mastermind group for entrepreneurs where we have conversations in 160 locations plus nationally. And we talk about the businesses, issues, opportunity, or challenge. This is a nationwide event hosted by the Kauffman Foundation. And we're glad that everybody has joined us today. Reminder that we are recording this. So anything that you say will be saved and will be used against you. No, it won't be used against you, but this information will be saved and broadcasted live, and is broadcasted live on Facebook. Make sure that the information that you put out today is safe and supportive. Make sure that you don't dominate conversations, and make sure that you're doing everything that you can do to help the presenter today solve their issue, opportunity, or challenge. There are several ways that you can connect with us. One is by signing up for our newsletter, and we'll email that out to you. Also on Facebook, we have a Facebook group where you can connect with us there, and then you could also share information on that, and then also share information during the Zoom chats. Next slide. So we couldn't do this without our sponsors, and we have our sponsor here today, which is one of our sponsors is Ken Portnoy from Toastmasters. Ken Portnoy, you have 2 minutes to tell us how exciting it is to be a part of Toastmasters. You have to take your microphone off mute.
That does make it much, much better. It's really glad to be back with the 1 Million Cups community after a couple of weeks absence. It's really good to see all of the familiar faces and to be back a part of this. It's a little strange out there. You guys might have heard that there's some stuff going around, but I still put the coffee into the pile so that when we get back together in the room as coffee sponsor, there will be coffee. There is hope for the future. Coffee at 1 Million Cups. Toastmasters, as you've heard me say before, is the most cost-effective public speaking and leadership development program in the known universe. And we are changing the way that we do things like everybody else because we can't meet in a conference room anymore. So we've moved our program into Zoom, just like 1 Million Cups, and it has done remarkable things for the organization. You can now, because this has happened worldwide, you can now arrange to speak as a guest at Toastmasters anywhere in the world. We're getting requests from all over for people who are looking for guest speaking slots. So that's an additional opportunity that Toastmasters now provides for you to travel the world via Zoom primarily to meet with Toastmasters clubs all over the world, wherever you might have an interest in learning about the people and culture. Toastmasters locally provides the opportunity for you to now not just become a great podium speaker in front of a group in a live setting, but to practice your skills in becoming a great presenter in this format. We hadn't planned on doing that. It was forced on us, but because it's become an important part of the way people are doing business and transacting all sorts of things online with friends and family and business associates, this is an important skill that you can come to Toastmasters and fluff and buff the way that you appear online so that you can be your best and do your best. Tyson's Regional Toastmasters, no longer in Tyson's, citizens of the world.
Thank you so much, Ken. We really appreciate that. Also, I want to recognize our other sponsor, which is Office Evolution. They couldn't make it today, but once we make it back to meeting in person, we meet at the beautiful Office Evolution, where they provide remote office spaces and conference spaces where you can do business with one another. In addition to that, they have several things to support their clients, like 1 Million Cups and other things to make sure that their clients are well taken care of. So thank you, Office Evolution, for your support. I also want to bring your attention to our we're in a virtual meeting, so I want to make sure that everybody mutes your microphone. If you want to speak up in the chat, make sure that you hit the raise your hand button, and also type your information in the comments, and our moderator will get to you. Please, please, please mute your microphones. I also want to bring attention to our organizers. Without our organizers, we couldn't make this happen. So I just want to thank each and every one of the organizers. If you would, organizers, if you can go in there and raise your hand so everybody can know who you are. Thank you very much. We couldn't do this without you. Next slide. Without further ado, I want to introduce Adrienne Perkins of Allstate. Allstate has been, personally, they have been a sponsor of events that we had in our veteran community. So we want to thank you, Allstate, for doing that. And then we also are glad that you're here at 1 Million Cups Fairfax to tell us about how we can support in your success. And so without further ado, I'm turning this over to Adrienne Perkins to tell her story and how we can support in their success.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Adrienne Perkins, and I work as a field deployment specialist for Allstate. So what that means is I look for our next best agency owners. All of our agency owners are their own independent business owners, and we'll get a little bit more into that as we keep going. But just keep in mind that we are looking for entrepreneurs, not employees of the company, people who want to drive your own success. So next slide, please. So what is our challenge question? Our challenge question is, how do we message and market the Allstate agency owner opportunity in a way that differentiates us effectively? So what I've found since I've been in this role are two common misconceptions. The first one is that our agents are employees of the company. Our agents are not employees of the company. They partner with us, and they are 1099 independent contractors who sell our products. The second common misconception that I get once I start explaining that is that we are a franchise. We are not a franchise. We pride ourselves on not being a franchise, because in a franchise, you have to do things in a specific way. While yes, we have guidelines and partnership agreements, but our agents still do have the freedom to work their business the way they seem effective. So that is our challenge question. So the Allstate agency owner opportunity, we were founded in 1931. We actually started in Sears, and then in 1993 was when we spun off and started having our own agents. Allstate agents provide financial freedom and help others protect what matters most. So oftentimes, you don't expect the unexpected. And that's what our agents are there to do, be trusted advisors and leaders in the community. I'm really proud of some of the work that our agents have been able to do during these times and help their customers. So who's a good fit for this? Really, it's anyone who wants to have their own business, anyone who wants to make a difference in their community and lead and just also have financial freedom and not be in a position where they're working for someone else. So who are our potential agency owners? So these are the three main markets that I have found to be effective. First are realtors. There's a clear connection between the real estate industry and our industry. Obviously, people who've been in insurance and maybe they've worked as a staff person for an existing agency owner, and now they want to graduate to that next position. And then third are people who are in financial services, so banking. We do offer some securities products, so they usually can fit right into that industry. But there's also, a sweet spot in there. And that's people who want to own their own business, but they're not really sure where they should start. So we offer a proven business model and support along the way. These people have business acumen and they want to try something new, but they want something that's a little bit different from a franchise. So those are who we've been looking at right now. That's kind of like my specific target audience. Next slide. So what products and services do we actually offer? So a lot of people know Allstate as the Good Hands people. We are one of the most recognized brands in America, but along with auto insurance, we also have homeowners insurance. We have a wide variety of property and casualty products, 49 different lines of business that our agents can sell. But we also have life insurance, which is something that I don't think is top of mind when you think Allstate, but it's something that we pride ourselves on doing what's right for our customers. So we do have our property and casualty side of the business, as well as our life and retirement side of the business. So what do we provide for our agents to really make this a seamless opportunity? The first is customer support. So our customers can access us 24/7. So I like to tell my candidates, you're going to have your office open from 8:30 to 5:30. Well, what happens at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock? What happens on the weekends when you're not there? Well, when you partner with Allstate, we have our, centralized team of 24/7 customer support that will always be answering your phone for you. We also offer awards and recognition. We always want to reward our agents for doing good for us, good by us, and good for their customers. So we go on trips, we offer awards, we make sure to recognize those who are doing well. We also offer technology support. So we want to make sure that you can run your office in the most efficient way. We have a custom CRM platform. We have, a very, very, very unique quoting platform that's very effective and efficient. It's called Advisor Pro, and we love it so much. And then we also offer marketing support. So when you join as an Allstate agent, you will receive a few types of consultants. One of them is a marketing consultant, and that marketing consultant will make sure that all of your local branding and your local marketing ties into what we're doing on a national level. In addition to these, we also offer you a field sales leader. So that field sales leader makes sure that you are hitting your goals and hitting your targets and things like that. In the middle here, I have some pictures of some of the support that we offer to your staff. So not only do we help you with brochures and maybe applications and pre-screen questions, but we also offer ongoing education for you and your staff. And that's just a sum of the support that we offer. The biggest thing about what Allstate provides to me can be summed up in the phrase that you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. We want to make sure that you are successful, and we really pride ourselves on that. So let's talk about the other options that there are out there to be a business owner. We are often seen as a franchise model, but we are not. So let's go through them. So the first would be if you decided to just start up your own business and, start from the ground up. Well, that would take a lot of blood, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears. Your business model is not yet proven, and your market, there may not be a market for your, product or service, and you may end up wasting a lot of time. Let's look at, franchise or other insurance opportunities. Well, with franchises, there are going to be startup fees and also, royalties over time. There's also going to be a capital requirement, and you don't get any equity in other insurance opportunities. So Allstate, one of our unique selling points is that all of our agents do have equity in their book of business, which means that they can either pass it down to their son or daughter to create generational wealth, or when they choose to exit the opportunity, they can sell it to an outside buyer, and they're the ones that are involved in that selling process. Allstate does not get involved in that, in providing, the cost and things like that. In other opportunities, you do have to, follow exact guidelines. And what I mean by that is, like, if you go to McDonald's, your hamburger is going to be made the same exact way every single time. It's a process. Versus if you call one Allstate agency, there's not going to be a specific script. Obviously they're going to be the same talking points, but there won't be like word for word, this is what you must do. And if we go into the Allstate Agency Owner Program, we are a proven business model. We've had a 90% success rate with all of our agents across the country. We don't have any annual fees. You will never pay anything to Allstate. However, we do require a proof of capital. I don't ever want to go into anyone's office and see that their lights are cut off. That proof of capital is just proof that you have working and operating capital to pay your staff, invest in marketing, pay your lease, things like that. That is a evidence of $30,000 liquid and $70,000 in maybe assets or things like that. So in total, it is $100,000 proof of capital. We also do offer, a CRM and quote technology, which I kind of talked about before. And that equity piece is huge, because when you see what it can do for you, it's very, very beneficial. And also with the agency owner program, you have the freedom to run your business. So yeah, next slide. So what makes our company unique? Well, we provide a stable and proven business model. We are recession proof, and now I can say that we're COVID-19 proof. This is a pandemic, unprecedented times, and I'm very proud to say that none of our agents had to lay off staff. None of our agents had to be let go or anything like that because we are an essential business. We're still able to operate from our homes fully. So you also do get that equity upon exit, and it's a product that everyone needs. I like to say that when you're choosing to go to dinner, the Cheesecake Factory or Maggiano's, they have to, if you go there on Friday night, well, now they have to get you to come back there again. Well, with Allstate, once I sell you your auto policy or your home policy, well, now I've got you, and you'll renew, every 6 months or every year. And you're also earning a renewal income on that business. So what's the market missing? I believe the market is missing, small business owners. I feel like there have been, unfortunately, a lot of layoffs during this time. And a lot of people are seeing, how owning their own business can be effective for them. And, the market is also missing opportunities to build generational wealth. Something that your son or your daughter or your grandchildren can have. A lot of our agency owners are multi-generational agencies, and I think that's something really, really awesome. Next slide. So going back to our challenge question, it's how do we message and market the Allstate agency owner opportunity in a way that differentiates us effectively?
Oh, Donnell.
Thank you, Donnell. Should I wait? Okay, thank you very much. That was awesome. I'm Mayasha, and I will be the one asking all the questions. Waiting for the. Do you also do commercial insurance?
Yes. So we do also have a commercial, insurance product. Our agents can choose to sell it themselves, or they can choose to partner with our corporate office and get a 50-50 commission split for that. So yes, we do.
Awesome. Have you thought about partnering with accountants?
That's a great idea. I haven't thought of that.
Okay. Because that's someone you trust a lot, and they usually give they know where the money is and how it's done. Tony, you have a question?
Yeah, Adrienne, great presentation. Thank you very much. Learned a little bit about how Allstate operates that I didn't know about before. I'm old enough to remember when they were in Sears and started in Sears, so I'm not there with the beginning. My question is this: what is the current recruiting process that you're using to attract people? I don't know if I didn't hear you touch on that now, is what you're currently doing, and having you understand what you're currently doing would help, kind of like pick out an idea of how to set their message for what you're trying to do now.
Yeah, so that's a really good question. What I can say is previously, my position was a lot of in-person networking. So, going to things like 1MillionCups, going to different chamber events and things like that. But obviously, as times have changed, we've shifted gears a little bit. And the primarily, most of my recruiting takes place via LinkedIn. So I would say LinkedIn, still attending chamber events, as I can, networking with people and understanding who they may know for the opportunity. And that's really it. Oh, we also do a lot of virtual showcases. So, we will house our own virtual showcases every other week where we invite people to learn about the opportunity. And we'll also partner with, things like National Sales Network and other groups like that to do, workshops and present the opportunity that way.
Thank you very much. Have you thought about working with universities to recruit the young people?
Yes, so we have been at a couple career fairs, and I think it's really good. Sometimes we come into the issue of not having the proof of capital, but I think that's a great idea that we'll definitely still continue to pursue.
Yeah, that is a great way to pursue. And you might want to partner with a bank that would give them a loan. So go with a banking company, like a bank, and go together so that they have the capital if they need to start and kind of have a set up program, because they're always looking for opportunities like that.
That's great. Thank you.
Tony, did you have another question?
No, but Talmor and Ken both have questions, and I think Melinda and Bill also had questions.
I don't see them. Are they raising their hand over here?
Yeah, put up the list of participants.
Okay. Okay, got it. Talmor?
Thanks, Mayosha. Adrienne, great presentation. Loved learning all the details, like all the questions I would have had about this, you answered really well in this presentation. So rock on to that. Great presentation. As far as your question to messaging, I think that there's two ways you could go with it. And the first one that came to mind was really highlighting there's a segment of people that are attracted to the idea of being a business owner, but they think they're waiting for their great grand idea to come down like a lightning bolt. So I think that if you can try to message towards people that are, hey, have you ever thought about running a business, but then thought, well, I don't really have some brand new idea. And then thought, and I only know some of the business. I don't know really all of how to structure a business. Well, we've got the opportunity, right? And then you can really highlight the things that they get, the marketing help and the tech help, and it's still being theirs. I mean, all of those are just huge and really talk to the reason why a lot of people go into business. So I think that there's a segment there you can target the people that are waiting to figure out their new idea to go into business. And I think they would be really attracted to that. And then the other thing is maybe you could do a case study of what someone brought to, like, their experiences, or you wrote business acumen. That is a very broad term. I think what you want to say is somebody who is successful in sales and lead generation, because if they can't sell, it's not going to work anything. So I would worry less about softening it by calling it business acumen, and really let people know what would bring success. Are you successful at sales, but now want to sell for yourself? This is an opportunity to be the boss, right? I think that that's two possibilities that I'd like to share with you. So
Thanks, Tamar. I really like those ideas.
of course, hope it helps.
Thank you, Talma. That was awesome. Next, we have Ken and then Rosemary. Ken.
Thank you. I'm here. Thank you. I'm the Toastmaster, right? So I recognize a good presentation, and that was a very effectively delivered presentation about what you do and what Allstate does for the people you're looking for. I'd like to take two words out of your challenge question. The first one is message, and the other is differentiate, and ask you whether you've thought about and whether you can, in a concise and pithy way, differentiate Allstate, not just as a business opportunity, but to differentiate Allstate from among all of the other noise that's out there in the universe, people clamoring for recruiting. You're competing against people who are recruiting for realtors. You're competing against people who are recruiting for insurance agents. You're competing against big brand names with deep pockets and full infrastructure in the financial services business. So how do you, I don't know the answer to that question. Differentiation is a gigantic challenge for a huge range of professional services businesses. So I think that pushing back, not just on medium, how you deliver the message, but really, what is the message that differentiates?
Thank you. I think that's a great idea.
My turn?
Yes. Oh, I was wondering if Adrienne, did you have something to add?
Oh, no, I was just saying, I think that's a really good speaking point as well from Ken. So I will definitely put some thought into that because he's definitely right that we are competing against those exact people.
Thank you. Thanks, Ken. Rosemary, and then we have John after Rosemary.
Hi, Adrienne. Great presentation. I thought you did a remarkable job of outlining the value prop to a prospect about why they should be an owner, take an owner opportunity with Allstate. Your challenge question is about how to message and market. Just from my own background, are you a corporate employee of Allstate or are you part of the owner community?
Yes, so I am a corporate employee of Allstate.
Okay. So Allstate does an awful lot of mass marketing, and there is an opportunity for your marketing team to put a very small message inside of that mass marketing for what effectively amounts to $0, which is go to allstate.com owner to learn more about how you can become an owner or something like that. Your marketing team can figure it out. Something short, something that, you know, because people will look at the ad and say, wow, I didn't know that they were recruiting. And then for a minimal amount of update to your ad, you've actually got the spend already baked into the corporate budget. So you might talk to your Marcoms group about that.
Thank you. I really appreciate that too.
Thank you, Rosemary. Next we have John Nose.
Good morning, Adrienne. Great job. Really impressive young lady you are. I love your mission. I have 32 years in the insurance business. I've built independent agencies. And I was just going to say that one way to find good people or your happy agencies today, I would definitely reach out to them. And if they have a nice lifestyle and career and they enjoy it, they obviously would try to find friends of theirs to support. We recruit a lot of our agents from our current agents because they're happy working for us and they tell their friends that this is a good work environment. So I would always tell you to go back to your current agency owners to see if they have people to work with you on recruiting. I personally am a client of, why am I drawing a blank? But anyway, that's really good for my agent, that she's a good agent. Christine Engels is my agent. So.
I love Christine.
And then as far as your messaging, you know, everything in the insurance world in a sense is kind of a commodity. So I think there is a true challenge for all of us that sell in a sense a commodity. I mean, auto insurance is a commodity. Homeowners insurance in a sense is a commodity. So the differentiation is a challenge. And obviously people will tell you it's the people or, you know, which is really what it all comes down to. But, you know, it's a tough ask, but I know it's out there. You just have to find it. I wish I could offer you something. I don't have any experience in P&C, but I wish you well and good luck. If we can help you, let us know.
Yeah, thank you. And I'd also like to add, you know, that we do offer a $5,000 referral bonus. So if anyone knows anyone who may be interested, I'd love to write you a $5,000 check.
Thank you, John. I think that's a great connection for you, Adrienne. So, next, Mona, did you have something to add? Okay, I'll move on.
I don't think it's Mona. I think it's Michael.
Oh, it really? It's
Michael
Mona.
Callahan. Yeah, he's appearing as Mona.
Oh, I cannot say the last name. Okay.
He's one on the treadmill while we've been doing this.
Okay. All right. Melinda Fields.
Great. I think I've been waiting for about 15 minutes, believe it or not. A couple of questions. I like the idea of developing referral partners. And once I heard you say that you've got a $5,000, I'm trying to think of the right word, but referral fee it would really be neat to put together an ambassador program with some of your referral partners and let them know about that, because they may know other people in their organization that are looking to run a business. They may have clients that are looking to run a business. And who besides accountants, banks, and some of the others like financial planners that you mentioned are actually good referral partners? Where do your leads come from right now? And if you've got a stream of leads that are coming in, if you created a more serious program where they got certain things along the way, even if the person didn't become an owner, but actually started the interview process where you could actually say thank you.
Thank you. I think that's great feedback. We definitely will look into developing an ambassador program, because I meet a lot of people, I tell them about it, but it's always about the follow-up, staying in touch and keeping, people engaged and top of mind.
You also might want to come up with a business card. Ask me about our ambassador program that you hand out with your name on it when you go out networking.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's a great idea too.
Thank you, Melinda, and I appreciate your patience. Next, we have Dan, and after Dan is Bill.
Thank you. Hey, Adrienne, great presentation and talking. A comment and a suggestion. The comment is, when you start your own business, you don't realize the value of marketing on all those things. So I would stress on the metrics of those. You don't realize, as myself, I didn't realize the benefit of of those things from my corporate life until I had to do them. They are how much time they take and expense. The suggestion also is various groups, and you mentioned the chamber before, and there are various young professional groups, but everyone's just not for young people, but it is for people, fledgling entrepreneurs, right? And so looking to start a business. And I think if you focus on the metrics with those people and make it really available, because people are thinking, okay, should I go with Erie? Should I go with Allstate? Should I go with State Farm? And, metrics that objectively state the differences, good thing, but there are various groups that have entrepreneurial mindsets and they just don't know what they want to do. And that sounds like you can paint a very good picture for those folks, right?
Right. Thanks, Dan. If you know of any groups other than that, to have them in the comments, but I think that's a great idea.
And I know some folks in the Reston Chamber, and I'm sure Tony does too, that we can maybe direct you to, that already presented to those groups. You're welcome. We can make some contacts.
Yeah, I would love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan. Next, we have Bill.
Hi, Adrienne. Great presentation. It's very interesting to see kind of how Allstate works behind the scenes. So I definitely learned some things. My thoughts were a webinar. Have you thought of advertising a webinar, seeing what people are interested in that, giving them all of the metrics, the information in the webinar, and then having that lead to potential conversions. So that was one idea, but I also really like John North's idea of your current, Allstate managers, their friends would be an excellent source as well.
Thank you. Yeah, I think those are great opportunities, especially leveraging webinars in this day and age. It's definitely a great opportunity for us.
Thank you. Next, we have Ken.
Hi, I'm back. Adrienne, do you have any funds that are under your control for marketing that you can use on your own, or is all of it flowing down from above for their programs that they've developed for you from headquarters?
For the most part, it all flows down from above. But if I make a good enough business case, it can be a discussion.
Because it would seem to me that there may be some very, very traditional marketing approaches that you could use, and maybe they're already being used out of the headquarters, but even the marketing associated with the webinars that were just mentioned, or snail mail, Facebook, all of those other kinds of advertising venues that involve some costs that would have to be paid for from somewhere. So when you said you were using LinkedIn, I know that LinkedIn can be used for finding individual candidates through search criteria. Are you able to influence any advertising on LinkedIn that may be able to support your efforts?
We don't have like paid ads on LinkedIn currently, but I will definitely be looking into that. I think that's
I think, as you said, to put a business case to test that would be pretty straightforward. Let's see if we can get the creativity behind your marketing team to help you to develop marketing that you can put out on LinkedIn to supplement your individual recruiting activities.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Next, we have Tony.
Okay, this is going to come across a little bit convoluted, but hearing after the presentation, your follow-up comments and some of the comments and strategies some of the other people have been talking about. One question I have is, from the corporate standpoint, how important or how critical is it the need for bringing in new agents, new agent partners? Because I know that Allstate is one of the bigger marketers out there as far as trying to get customers. But how much cost and what budgets do they put forth to actually the recruiting and gaining of new agents? Because I have a follow-up on that afterwards.
It's definitely top of mind. I think we do a lot of it individually. I definitely think there's room to see more brand messaging. Like you said, we do put a lot into our customers, and I forgive me, but someone else said, it would be pretty easy to put just in, do you want to know how to become an agent as well? I think that's a phenomenal idea. So I don't know if that answers your question, but
that's finding out more to lead into the next part, which is, if Allstate hasn't done an outward campaign of trying to recruit agents, perhaps, as being a corporate employee where others are agents, you might have a little bit, something that, the ear of somebody in corporate, and maybe sit there and talk to, the team that puts together the Mayhem commercials. Because I think the Mayhem commercials are a brilliant marketing strategy, probably one of the better strategies of most of the insurance companies, because everyone you ask remembers a Mayhem commercial and they remember it was Allstate, which is very difficult for a lot of marketing companies and teams to do, is get you to remember the product, but also remember the event. And I think maybe, talking to them about doing like a brief campaign or a simple campaign for marketing using Mayhem, and how, you can sit there and become someone who helps combat mayhem, and use it from that twist or that side, because it's a passion people want to be interested in. And yes, insurance is a very difficult industry to get people motivated into. I have lots of friends who are in it and they love it and have to do it. But there are others who sit there and, you hear the word insurance and they go running like someone's just lit a fire in the building. And it's like, no, not me, please. And I know, and that's from that difficulty. I know you either love it or you don't. And finding something that tags them and kicks into that emotional concept with people about wanting to do it, when they're sitting there and they have the funds available and are thinking, yes, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to start off on my own, and they don't know that this is an option. And if they're into finances and their own finances, the fact that they've managed themselves well to get that nest egg or that portion, that portion of 100,000, that's a way of sitting there and lighting their passion about, maybe that's a direction I'd like to go in.
Thank you, Tony. We have about 10 more questions coming up now. Next, we have Rosemary, and then after Rosemary, we have Melinda.
Thanks. Adrienne, I thought about another avenue for you to pursue. Basically, every county has an economic development agency. Our own group here is well attended by the Fairfax EDA, Anne and Karen. They can help you. The difficulty I think you have is finding people who are contemplating being entrepreneurs. And it's hard to find people who are thinking about something because they're not generally acting on it. But most of the EDAs run programs for entrepreneurs in that space in their heads. Every year, FCEDA runs a full day program when we can be in person. So I recommend that you reach out to the EDAs. I can do an email intro for you for Karen. And there may be some place for you as a sponsor or a speaker, but that's where you would get to people who are thinking of and taking the very first steps of becoming their own business owners. And this is a good place for them to think to go.
Yeah,
So I'll put that in the chat.
Yes, please. I think that's a perfect idea. I would love an email introduction.
Thank you so much, Rosemary. Next we have Melinda, and then after Melinda, it's Ross.
So on that same discussion of speaking, it would be great for you if you could put together some kind of presentation, a PowerPoint of some sort, talking about being a business owner, and a little bit more generic than selling your business. You can do that at the beginning and the end, but talk about all of the things that you have freedom to do when you have your own business, and target it at salespeople. Maybe there are some meetup groups that are looking for speakers. Maybe there are some sales networking groups in the area. Putting together a generic PowerPoint where you're an authority now about being a business owner, and teaching some of the skills maybe that even that agents or that your new owners don't know, and things that you teach in the first class, not specific to your insurance company, but things that are learning for people that own their own business, and become an influencer about that. Would probably be really strong and a great way to get that visibility. I used to do that in marketing and getting into clients and agencies that I wanted to get into by talking about out-of-home marketing and or out-of-home advertising or events or account-specific marketing, where I would just go in and make not a pitch on the agency at all, other than I worked for the agency, just talk about all the things and all the benefits of all the things that by being that business owner that are really valuable to that person trying to make a decision. There are also employment groups that help people that are unemployed over 40, a good place to be, and they do look for speakers. And I think I also am aware that some of the churches and some of the temples in the area have these programs for people that are employed, and they bring in a team of people in different categories to talk, and it would be a great place for you to do that as well. So there's a lot out there. Still be being a speaker, because it's a good way that you're branding yourself and you're branding what you do.
Thank you. I think those are great ideas. I noted down some of them, but if you can put it in the chat, that would be awesome.
I already did.
Oh, yay. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Melinda. Next we have Russ. Russ McIntosh.
Oh, I was just commenting. I was with USAA for 20 plus years, and I just recently switched to Allstate. I love Allstate. They've been keeping me so much better than USAA was. But at the same time, I'm also the chief ambassador for the Central Fairfax Chamber of Commerce. You mentioned chambers earlier. We love helping out local businesses and connecting everybody. So I'd love to introduce you to our group down here in Fairfax City.
I would love to. We should definitely follow up.
Yes.
Thank you. And Ross is also one of our organizers, so it will be easier to reach. Thank you. Next we have Devin Smith, and then after Devin, we have Ken. Devin.
Hello, morning everybody. So my quick thought was, great presentation by the way. My quick thought was, is there a way to build like a MVP where kind of people can go to like a website or download an app to kind of just get the mock experience of being an agency owner, and then they can see, you know, what it takes, how much money they can make, see how easy it is to actually like kind of get the market experience, so they can kind of get excited. And if they don't have the financing, you kind of have them in your network, and you can kind of like build them up, and then they can maybe work with them to get financing. Is there like maybe like a way to, I don't know, kind of get people onboarded a little bit even without having the money yet? Maybe just to get them excited and try to see, how much money, how much potential this could be.
Yeah, we don't have that right now, but I think that's awesome. And I see that you put that in the chat. So I will definitely go back and see if that's something that our technology team can like maybe develop, and I see it going in a lot of different ways. So now my brain is spinning, but thanks so much for saying that.
Thanks. Ken?
It's me again. I think I've come up with some potential answers to the question that I was asking you. Let me tell you 2 quick stories. I'll try not to be too long. The first was my son and I were sitting in the movies watching a movie. He was about 16 years old when he saw a National Guard ad. The National Guard ad emphasized how the Guard supported people in trouble and how they acted locally in emergencies to provide support for people you've probably all seen it, turning the lights on in a hospital using an emergency generator during a tornado. Right? So that's the first story. He was vastly impacted by that rescuer notion of helping people, and joined the National Guard several years later as soon as he could sign the contract. The second was an instance where I was at Thanksgiving with my ex-wife's family, and my brother-in-law was a radiologist who was struck down by a terrible sort of cancer that made him quit his business. And 20 years previously, we had sold him a disability insurance policy, and he got up at Thanksgiving and he said, "I want to thank Ken. 20 years ago, he put a disability insurance policy in place on me, and that's why we can live the way we live, and that's why I can have all of you here. And so thank you, Ken." And so that's an emotional appeal that is the kind of thing that your agency owners are doing for people. It's not about the money. It's not about the independence. It's not about what they get. It's about what they give, what their role is in saving people's lives under duress, when their house burns down, when they have a car accident, when somebody dies suddenly prematurely. Those are all emotional draws that are not part of the messaging that you shared with us, but that might differentiate your messaging in an attractive, emotional way.
I love that. That's spot on. So I already jotted that down. I think that's definitely something we should highlight more.
And you'll get the film. So
love it.
Thank you, Ken. Rosemary, did you want to add something?
No, I'm good. I asked my question already. I put in my 2 cents twice. Thank you.
Okay, and I saw Devin. Did you had something else to add again?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so I don't see any more questions in there. We have one final question for Donnell.
Adrienne, absolutely great presentation. We can tell that you have a passion for what you do and really love working for Allstate. I do have one recommendation. One is there's a group that I want to introduce you to called 100 Entrepreneurs, where they're trying to help veterans with some type of entrepreneurship after they get out of the military. And this would be a great option for them. Most people think, entrepreneurship is sexy until they realize that they have to be chief clerk and bottle washer and do everything in their organization, when you can have a business and you could have somebody do your marketing, your advertising, and everything for you. And all you have to do is just go find the people. That makes your job a whole lot easier. And that's the part that is really left out of what people think about when they have to do business, because they think that, if I bake cookies, I get to bake cookies all the time and get paid for it, but they don't realize I have to do the books. I got to draw customers here. I have to be everything in my business. And so to have something like this is a lifesaver for some individuals. Also, now is the time to really look internal to your customers, because a lot of your customers were impacted by this quarantine, and some of them don't have a job now. And this is an opportunity for them to be financially free and be able to run their own business and not have to be affected by COVID-19. If this happens again, they have a way to be able to take care of their families, and that's how I would present that to them. And so I would call internal to internal customers and see if someone in your team, I know that was mentioned before, can put out messaging like that internal to their bill or whatever, what have you. Because when they talk about, hey, you may not be able to pay your bill next month, but however, we can help you do that by being an agent with us. So something along those lines. But the other thing that you ought to look at is, someone brought this up earlier, is kind of doing a monthly meeting where you bring people in and just talk to them about being an agent. I don't know if you do that already. You may already do it, but if that's something that you're not doing, just set up, the first Tuesday of every month, inviting potential clients in and talking to them all at the same time. And when you got a bunch of people in the room, they'll actually sell each other. So, and then I have my final question, which is, what can we as a 1 Million Cups community do for you?
What can you guys do for me? Well, you guys have already poured a lot into me today, so I thank you guys so much for that. But in addition, I would just say any opportunities, so any connections that you have, I will definitely drop my information in the chat. Please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to get some of those economic development contacts, and also if you know of anyone who may be interested or might be thinking, definitely reach out to me. Don't hesitate. But yeah, I think just continuing our conversation and continue to develop our relationship. I think all of you got highly of everyone at 1 Million Cups. I started coming in about January or February. And most of the people that I've met, you guys are your own business owners as well. So anything that I can do to help you guys as well, I would love to do that. So thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much. And we appreciate your presentation. And we'll talk sometime this week about bringing you on and me kind of showcasing Allstate to the veteran community. So thank you very much. All right, our presenter scheduled for the next upcoming week. I'm excited to announce that we have Keep Your Hair Headgear. She is a veteran entrepreneur and she's also Army. So I need everybody on this call to make sure that you have everyone that you know come on next week to support Keep Your Hair Headgear, Natasha Hines. She's on the call today. She's been here for the last couple weeks. Actually, she's been here for the past couple months as an audience member and providing great feedback. And so we're looking forward to her. The week following that, July 1st, we have Talmar. I'm excited to have Talmar come and present. She has been giving amazing feedback. And now it's time to help her. So please, please, please come on July 1st. July 8th is open. So if you're on here and you have a business, I have never met a business person that has a perfect business that doesn't need help. So go to 1millioncups.com/Fairfax and apply to present. You could ask Adrienne how nice we were during this, and we're all here to help. So please put in your business, because we want to be able to help you just the same way that we helped Adrienne today. Next slide. Does anyone have any upcoming events that they want to share with the group? If so, use the hand raise button and I'll get to you. Talmar?
Hi, I am part of an organization that meets once a month and on the third Thursday, so that would be tomorrow. We are meeting virtually, but normally we're in the Northern Virginia area. It's a international organization. It's called eWomen Network. It's open to male and females, and we get together once a month to really help and support each other get to 1 million. It's great networking. We have a presenter. When we meet in public, we eat food together, we raise money for charity, and it's an opportunity for you to really get your message out there and meet other people that are growing their businesses. If this is something that you're interested in, please let me know. I'd be happy to send you a link. Because it's virtual, we have plenty of room. And so we would love to share you and your business with all the people. I'm part of the chapter, and I'm part of the leadership team, and I just fully support you women, Northern Virginia. And I know that there's great business there waiting to meet all of you as well. So hopefully you can meet us. It starts at 11 tomorrow on the 18th Eastern Standard Time. Let me know.
Russ, you don't have any events? Shocking. No, it can't be so. Donnell, you muted yourself.
Adrienne?
Yes, I'd also like to plug, we have started doing webinars every other Thursday. So next Thursday, we will be having an Allstate webinar. So if anyone is interested in going or just getting the link to share out to your network, please follow up with me for that.
Can you put that information in the chat for us, please?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else?
I just have one comment real quick. I learned a lot of this past week about the program Food for Families that's trying to help out people, not just around our area, but around the country. And most of the grocery stores, Safeway, Giant, Wegmans, the others, all have, when you check out, a little box that pops up in your credit card statement that says, would you like to donate $1 to Food for Families? I met one of the representatives this last week from them who told me about the program and how it works. And I think that, look, when you're checking out from the grocery store lately, give $1. It's not that bad. And I'll be honest with you, it really does help. And it's a great program. It allows grocery stores to directly provide to food banks for people who need food and who are hungry. So if you get the chance, just don't skip and say no donation. Give $1. It helps.
Thank you so much, Tony. Adrienne, by the way, I'm referring everybody that was on this call to be agents. So I'll be looking for my check in the mail. If they say 1 million cups, just put my name down. Don't worry about it. No, but thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for being a part of 1 Million Cups. Thank you for supporting. If you want to share your information with the team, you have about 30 seconds to type your information in and send it and hit send so everybody will have your information. If that's it.
Or sign into the app.
Yes, please. If you haven't signed into the app already, please sign into the app so we'll have your information. That way I can refer you to Allstate.
I can proudly say that only 4 people didn't sign in this time. That's the best we've had yet.
Who is that, Tony? Who are those people? Let's call them out.
Not going to call them out. We're not that cruel. But we had 27 people who at the peak of participating, and we've had about 20